Hey friends, welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. I'm Jen and it is finally springtime around here. I'm so excited. I'm ready to take down all the winter decor and start decorating for spring. The days are getting longer. So I thought I would take you along with me as I begin taking everything down and giving things a good cleaning. So you'll see a little bit of that footage and then we'll come back in and I'll show you how I've decorated our home for spring and the Easter season. Spring. There's something so beautiful and simplistic about this season, and I was really looking forward to decorating for it and just getting down all of that winter decor. You know, after a while, it's time to just freshen up things, bring some light back into the home, and get the clutter out. And so we're starting here first in the den, and you see our resurrection bowl. If you did not see the video on how I made this, it's the one right before this one, so you'll have to go back and check that out. It was one of the most special and fun projects I think I have ever undertaken. Just so sweet and sentimental, and I loved being able to make that. And it's definitely something that we will continue to have as a tradition every year going forward. But so far so good. I've got one little flower I think I'm going to have to replace, but we are really enjoying having it in this spot. This is our family room, so we can look at it and enjoy it all during the day. I wanted to take a second to tell you about this TV art. Isn't that so cute? And it really looks like it's a picture frame on the wall. I love being able to use these, especially in my decorating videos, but just to have on, you know, throughout the season and change up the pictures. It's really fun to add in different things. But I did keep this area very simple. I just added in some greenery. That's just a faux fern right there. And most of these pieces are pieces that I have already had, that, you know, I've just had in my collection for years. If you have a question about something particular, let me know in the comments below. I probably won't take time to tell you what every piece is from, just because you all have seen these videos before in my decorating videos, and you have already heard a lot of these stories. But I will take a minute to tell you that cute little bunny and this picture is coming out of our bedroom. I've had this picture up in our bedroom for probably 2 or 3 years now, and when I pulled it out, I thought it would look really good in our den. So we moved it to the den this year, and that's just a little tip maybe for you, that you can just shop your home when you decorate. If you move things from room to room or move them around, your family and friends will think that you have brand new decor in your home because it might be something they've never seen before. Now, one thing I like to do is freshen up our blankets. I try to get all of our heavier blankets out and washed and put away, and then I bring in more of our spring and lighter throws into the room because, you know, it still gets chilly at night and in the mornings, and we like to have those nearby to snuggle up with. So I thought that one tied in really good with our colors here. The blues, the greens, and the cream colors is kind of our color scheme, I guess, for this area with those touches of green in the florals there. So just wanted to keep it very simple in this room, and really that's kind of the theme I'm going with in the spring/Easter decor, is to keep things really simple and airy so that we can allow a lot more light into the space, which, you know, we have more of now with the days getting longer. Moving into our dining room area and like the entryway of our home, you'll see our tree there from Christmas and fall. That's the one that I picked up last year from Home Depot. That was, I think it's like a 4-foot size, and put it down in a little basket, and it sits on a stool over here by the window. Sometimes I'll decorate it for the seasons, and then sometimes I just like to leave it plain. But because we had all these little Easter eggs, I thought it would be cute to add those to the tree. Plus, it really makes me think of my sweet granny, who's no longer with us, because that was her favorite thing to do. In fact, Easter was her favorite time of year in spring, and she would hang the little plastic Easter eggs all over her trees outside. So we don't do that on the outside trees, but I love having those hanging on my little seasonal tree there. And then this is just an old vase that I have. I already had a lot of the wildflowers, but this year I did add the yellow ranunculus to the arrangement. I thought they were so pretty, and I just love the touches of yellow. And it really pulls out those yellow flowers in the picture right next door to it. Now, this is from Hobby Lobby, and they still have it this year. I think I got this last year or year before that, but I did see it in this year's collection. So if you're interested in that picture, you can go to your local Hobby Lobby and pick one up today. I'm sure it's probably 40% off, maybe even 50 at this point. But I just, like I said, kept this area simple again. Over in the corner, I think it's sweet. And my goal also in all of this is to keep things as minimal as possible, because Easter is only like a couple weeks away. I didn't want it to go all out for Easter. I wanted to be able to just have a few touches. That way I could pull those down at the end of the Easter season, but still have my spring decor up and going for a few more weeks. And I think that the Easter, well, I guess not Easter bunnies, but the bunnies and a lot of the eggs and stuff can hang out all spring, because you'll be seeing those things all spring. Now, you'll see a lot of Live Simply in our home decor, but that's because a lot of my friends and family members have gifted me items with that saying on it, since they know that that's kind of a tagline here on our videos. I love the sign. It's one of my favorites. And I like to keep a flameless candle on this shelf. Those are my go-to. The flameless candles with the timers attached, so you don't have to worry about turning them on and off or plugging anything in. Those are a go-to for me. I try to have at least one in every room. And sometimes I have things that you have to plug up in the rooms, because I do like adding light to the home. That's one of my favorite things about decorating, I think. This is our buffet that we've had here for several years. You know the story if you've been with me for a while, that this belonged to my grandparents, and I refinished it a few years ago, and it's probably my favorite piece of furniture that we own. It sits right at our entryway when you come in, and so I like to change it out for each holiday and for the season. So this time I kept it pretty much the same as last year, I think. We're going to get started over here by taking a look at the Easter egg garland. I love this garland in particular because of the gold leaf detail on the egg. Something about that just really makes it stand out to me, and it matches back to the easel that's on the other side of this buffet. But I love this. I picked it up several years ago at Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure if they still have this one in stock. Now, one staple in our home every year are these sweet little Easter bunnies. They have been with me probably longer than any other spring decoration in our home. They were with us back in the early days when we lived in our first apartment. I love them so much. They came from Dollar General probably a good 25 years ago. And there's just a decoration that I will probably have forever and ever. Can't imagine an Easter without pulling those out. And then tucked right in the middle is a live daffodil plant. I got this at Lowe's, and if you know the story, I don't know if I've told it recently, but I planted about 80 daffodil and tulip bulbs a year or two ago, and I had 2 daffodil plants to come up this year. The squirrels or chipmunks or something has just wreaked havoc on our flower beds, and so as soon as they're done inside, they're going to get planted outside. This is that gold easel I was talking about earlier, and on it I have a framed picture of a beautiful Easter hymn, Because He Lives. I can't think of one that's more appropriate for this time of year, and I love displaying hymns throughout the changing seasons. It's one of my favorite ways to decorate as well. Okay, now that's better. Got to have our sweet little Viola looking in the right direction. In our kitchen, I'm only going to show you a couple of the corners just because I really didn't do a lot of decorating in here. I just fixed our tier tray and then our shelves over in the corner. So let's just start with our tiered tray. I like that it's tucked over here in this corner. I keep this little flameless candle on it, and this year I decided just to bring Henrietta out and let her shine over here in the corner, and then had this little Rise and Shine rooster plaque that I tucked beside her, and then a sweet little teacup that was gifted to me by a friend, and added some greenery. Moving down to our bottom tier, I kept it very simple as well, brought in the yellow and the blue again, and just added a teapot and teacup that I picked up at Hobby Lobby last year, some yellow flowers, and then that Find Joy in the Ordinary is a little sign that I've had for many years. You'll see our butter dish back there. I keep it back in the corner and we use it quite often. Now, I think all the new pieces that I bought for spring this year are all tucked on this little shelf. So the chicken picture there, I got that in the Target dollar spot this year and thought it would be cute just to add some eggs to it. Made a little nest there. And then I kept our lamp. This lamp I got back in the fall, and we love having it over here on our shelf, so I kept it here, and of course, because it's blue, it ties in really well with everything else going on. The Farm Fresh Eggs box I've had for several years, and I cannot remember where it came from, probably Hobby Lobby. But I did pick up these little rain boots this year that I thought were perfect for the toothpicks. They came from the Target dollar spot. The bucket, I pulled the handle off of it, and I don't know, it might have come from the Target dollar spot a couple years ago too. But these tulips I got from there this year. They were $1 a piece, and I thought they were so pretty. And when I pulled all this together, I thought, oh my goodness, what a sweet little shelf. So this is probably, if I had to pick like my top 3 favorite little areas that I decorated for spring, that shelf gets in my top 3. Then up here, I kept it relatively the same. I like to keep my cookbooks up here. We like to keep a lot of our herbs and different kitchen supplies up here. But I popped my little Live Simply sign up with a Magnolia Table cookbook and some flowers. And it is on a cookbook holder that I got for my birthday from my bestie because she saw me eyeing it at Target around Christmas time. Such a sweet gift, and I will be putting that to use for sure. All right, there's a look at the kitchen. Okay, I won't pick a favorite because that would really just be too hard. But this area, I'm going to put this in the top 3 as well. Probably every season that I decorate for, I love decorating this area. I love decorating the shelves and the coffee bar. So this chair, I wanted to keep real simple and just add something to it. It does hold our egg harvesting basket, but its ultimate purpose is to hold that door open until we can get something else. So that's really why it's there. But this is probably my absolute favorite place in the house in the mornings because this is where I come and get my coffee. Okay, so there are a couple of new pieces over here, the sign being one of them. It caught my eye at Hobby Lobby this year, and it's not in the Easter section or the spring section. It was actually over where the signs that have like the little quotes and sayings on them are, and I think I only paid like $2 for it, but I love that. I love that it goes along with our Easter and resurrection theme. And then this is my other tier tray that I like to decorate. Now I did decide to keep out some of our china. I know you probably saw that in my Valentine's and winter decor. But I just added like some eggs, the birdhouse. I have these little ceramic bunnies that I think came from the Target dollar spot last year. And I thought they were cute, just tucked down in the teacup there. And plus over here, I have a Beatrix Potter and Peter Rabbit theme going on. And that's something that's really special to me because I did teach kindergarten for a couple of years, and also I use that as the nursery theme for our son's bedroom when he was born. And so I was gifted a lot of things that I have actually used throughout the spring season that we had to decorate his room. So there's a little clip of Peter Rabbit's mom from the storybook. And then there's my other little rabbit, and that little Our Happy Place, I don't know, it just kind of looked very storybook. So this is a very storybook-esque, I guess, area over here with the nod to Beatrix Potter. So we're going to start up here on the top shelf, and I actually kept things pretty basic and like they have been for the last couple of seasons with my ladder up there and then with our sign, our coffee sipping sign. But I just changed out some things. I added the little straw bunny there, and then a lantern that has been in the cabinet in our bathroom for so many years. So that's another thing. I said, pull out things from other areas in the home and make it look like it's brand new. And so that's exactly what I did with that blue lantern. Again, adding the blues and the yellows and the green touches in. I love this basket. I've had it forever and ever. It belonged to my mom, and I think somehow it ended up in our house. But I decided to fill it with eggs. I thought that was rather appropriate. And, a lot of people think eggs are just for Easter, but for us, springtime is when the chickens start laying again. So we're going to celebrate the eggs around here because that has been such a blessing to have the eggs back. And the chickens are definitely producing now. We're getting lots and lots of eggs, so that's such a great thing. So anyway, added some flowers on the end over there, added the carrots, and then here's our little Beatrix Potter Peter Rabbit shelf. It really gives me an excuse every year to pull out all of these things that I kept from Alex, our son's baby nursery. When he was born, we decorated his nursery with Peter Rabbit because I loved that story so much. And of course, it's all about a garden, so that's probably why I loved it so much. But I taught kindergarten for a couple of years, and every spring we would have a Beatrix Potter tea party. And it was one of my favorite things that we did in the classroom. And so, I've got the storybook, and I had a lot of little stuffed animals and some things already. So that just seemed like the perfect nursery theme for him. And he cares nothing about it now, of course. But back then, it was really sweet to have that. I'm giving you a good look at our china. I did decide to keep that on the shelf there, and we've actually been using it a lot lately. Aren't y'all proud of me? I say, use what you have, and then I keep my china stored up in the shelf. So we've been trying to pull that down and use it very carefully because I still want to keep it in good condition. But there's a look at that Peter Rabbit vase that was a gift when Alex was born. It had a beautiful flower arrangement in it, and as soon as the flowers died, I think it became part of our forever spring decor. But I set up a little garden over here to kind of remind us of Mr. McGregor's garden in the story, and see Peter Rabbit's being very naughty there. He's taking those carrots because he really needed to eat. But Mr. McGregor was trying to grow those, as you know the story. If you don't know the story, this probably makes no sense to you, but it's just a really cute story, and so springy. Really gets you in the mood for spring. And then you see our beautiful calendar over there. I'm enjoying every month. Every time I get to turn the calendar, I feel like I have brand new artwork on the wall. I highly recommend those Lane calendars. They're absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so there's a look at one of my top 3 favorite areas that I've decorated this year. I guess the other thing I'm gonna add to the top 3 will be probably the entertainment center in there with the Resurrection Bowl. I think that Resurrection Bowl is going to have to probably be the number 1 Easter decor piece of the season. I guess if I have to pick one, that's what I'm going to pick, because that one was so much fun to create, and I hope that you have created one for yourself. If you have, you'll have to let me know. I've had several of you reach out to me and tell me that it was on your list this week to do, so that's so exciting. All right, I'm going to leave you with just a look at our porch. Really keeping it simple this year. It's still too cold to really plant anything out. We are going to dip down into the 20s this weekend, and I don't want to take a chance of losing anything. So I kept it real simple. I put a wreath on the door that can go all the way through the spring season. And then I added my little Easter bunny over there on the wall, and we could probably get away with keeping it out, past Easter. I might for a few weeks, but I just wanted to put him on display. I really like that Easter bunny and all the bright spring colors. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the little look at our spring home, and you'll have to let me know how you're decorating your home this year. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. And hopefully you found some inspiration and ways to decorate your own home for the spring season and the Easter season. And just keep it fun, keep it simple, do what you like. If you haven't already done so, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and stick around, join us here on YouTube. We have lots of videos heading your way. I know I keep saying that every week and you're getting like 1 or 2 videos, but I am really hopeful that in the next few weeks we can get in a brand new routine and start rolling out these videos again like we were before. So until next time, remember to live simply, use what you have, enjoy the moments you've been given, and I will see you all in the next one.